Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about digital games. Yeah, it's been a heavily discussed topic. A lot of people have talked about this. Even you, probably you, the viewer, have talked about this. But let me add my 2 cents to it and my little history lesson. Unfortunately, digital games are the future and they're here to stay. We're going to be lucky if physical games are even a thing within like 10 years. And I mean real physical games, not that weird, like half physical, half digital you see on PS4, PS5 nowadays, where you pop in the disc and half the game is a download with updates. For example, I pulled this from my collection. I got Spyro and Death Stranding. And on the back of Spyro, it says the full game requires download of at least 10 gigabytes of micro SD card recommended, sold separately. It's not even the full game on the cartridge. What's the point of buying this if it's not even the full game? You need Wi-Fi. What if the Switch store goes offline in like 20 years? What we're gonna do now? Is the game still gonna somehow get the full 10 gigabytes, or are you just not gonna be able to play Spyro anymore? And with Death Stranding, it's even worse because you need the updates. I remember I bought this on launch, and well, part of the game in the ending is where the main character Sam Bridges is stuck on the beach, and you keep walking to a spot and you teleport back, and it kept doing that for like 10 minutes. I kept walking over there and it kept teleporting me back, and it turned out to be a bug in the game. So technically, if you don't get the update, or I don't even know if they patched it out because I just had to keep doing it over and over until the game let me. How are you gonna beat the game? Like seriously, it's a severe bug in the game, and if you don't do the updates, you're just gonna have a worse experience, or not even gonna be able to finish it. It's like Bethesda games basically. How Skyrim, I tried playing Skyrim and Fallout 3 and 4 without updates. That was the worst time I've ever had with a game. It like kept glitching and breaking and freezing every time. Like seriously, you would just be walking in the wasteland or in the hub area and you would just crash, and that would be it. You would lose just like 15 minutes of save data and start it all over again. You literally had to keep saving every few minutes because you weren't sure if the game would crash or not. It was such a horrible experience. It was like I was playing a tech demo or something. Even tech demos I played that were found online, they're more stable than this. Duke Nukem Forever was more stable than Fallout 3 without patches. And yet people still think that most games can be played without patches or updates. That's just a complete lie. The point I'm trying to make is that even if you buy physical, you're still going to have issues. Like you're still going to need the updates or half the game in Spyro's case. And if you do get a cartridge with everything on it, like Witcher 3, that's going to be rare nowadays. They're not going to do that because they don't want you to have the full ownership of the game for two main reasons. One, every game is tied to an account. Imagine there's a mother and she has three older sons, and they each want to play the new COD. They're going to have to buy the game 3 times for each account instead of just sharing one game. Two is the more concerning one for me. It's so if you say anything bad, they're going to revoke your entire game library. For example, imagine every game has a Overwatch level censorship. So after a few strikes, my account gets banned because they think I'm a problem in voice chat. They keep muting me, and then I get unmuted, but I keep saying unwelcoming things. And then my whole game library on PlayStation 7 gets revoked. Now I can either rebuy it, or I just quit gaming in general. Or if I'm lucky and get a time limit, I can wait until 2099 to get my PlayStation 7 back. So that might be what the future might be, sadly, where if I say something bad to Game Girl XX on Twitch, I get my whole account suspended. And that's if they don't require a digital ID or whatever for safety reasons. And really, I don't recommend putting your ID anywhere online or even in your game console. Don't even do that. I know a lot of people haven't noticed this, but even Steam has said that you don't own your games. They said it multiple times throughout the years. And that's unfortunately very alarming that a lot of people defend Steam and attack Sony when Steam has been doing the same thing. So that's something I should point out. And even Xbox is the same thing as well. That's a whole can of worms I'm gonna open up right now. I'm gonna just creak it open. This is a rumor since I can't verify it, but what I originally heard is that Microsoft wanted to make a digital only console since the Xbox 360 days. They wanted to push an edition where it would be digital only. And since they got a lot of pushback from the Xbox One launch, when that launch happened, where they wanted to have the console 24/7 Wi Fi, you can't share your games, stuff like that, they wanted to do that as well and have the Xbox 360 coincide that. But since they got so much backlash, they canceled those ideas and reverted it back. I'm not sure if it was just a publicity stunt or whatever like that, but you can tell that Microsoft wants to do that way back. Like they were just testing the waters. But you could debate if Microsoft were the ones that wanted it first. I mean, technically Sega had that with the Sega Channel, where you would have to pay a subscription to play digital-only games on your Genesis. So it's debatable where it started of digital-only games, but Microsoft was the one that pushed the idea way back. Also, notice this. I know this sounds obvious, but digital-only consoles cost less than physical disc drive consoles. And after the price hike, it still costs less. But it's a little cheaper for families to afford and give it to their kids. It's the same thing that happened like 10 years ago as well, during the Xbox One era, where digital-only games cost less than physical games. They were like $50, $60, like around there. But then suddenly they both became 60-60 and now it's 70-70. So it started off as a cheaper option and then they became both the same price. Which is annoying, isn't it? They can't even give us a few dollars off for the digital version instead of the physical. They have to be both the same price. Like seriously, they won't even give us a little discount for digital games. How does that make sense? Like, I don't know how much a PS5 disc costs to make with the box and the art, shipping and everything. But I remember seeing a podcast or a video of Steve-O, the guy from the JA movies. He talked about how Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 cost $2 to make, a disc and box. Now, let's just say each PS5 game costs $5 max to make. With that, they're saving billions of dollars for GTA 6, and yet they don't want to give us a little discount. How unfair is that? Seriously. And maybe they will have a physical disc for GTA 6, but it's just going to be a lousy one, like I talked about. It's going to be a code in a box, and it'll be that, hey, here you go, here's your GTA 6 plastic box, go put it on a shelf, and enjoy. And Nintendo's not off the hook either, because I remember reading a news story from a year ago, which I didn't even know about, how if you connected a Nintendo Switch games to your Nintendo Switch, and you clicked on the link icon, and you could get gold coins from it, because it was a new game, and it authorized to the Switch. So technically you would get a little cash back for each game, basically. Even digital eShop games gave you a little cash back for buying it on the eShop, and now they removed it completely. Like, imagine being that guy who was saving up for an actual full-fledged game on the eShop with all his gold points and stuff like that, and Nintendo's like, we're going to give you a month and a half to use them, and if you don't use it, oh well, we're just going to take it all away. I feel like that did happen to someone out there, and I feel bad for that guy. And I know people will say that discs will go bad eventually, they get disc rot and scratches. And that does happen, I know that it will, but even so, I don't think that's going to happen within our lifetimes at least, maybe in the later generations. But even still, you own that game in your hand for Dead Rising. For digital, you don't own anything, it's just tied to your account. You're just giving permission to play it through PlayStation servers. Oh, and that's another thing that I want to talk about, how PlayStation is removing movies off people's accounts in September for licensing disagreements. So a movie you bought on your PlayStation account for your hard-earned money is going to be wiped off. You can't replay that movie anymore. That is some anti-consumer nonsense right there. I know some people will mock people for buying movies off a PlayStation Store because it's not really worth it. They're practically the same cost. A disc is like $5 for a movie nowadays. Yet that's besides the point. I'm pretty sure we all agree if you buy something, you should own it on your console. It shouldn't just get wiped miraculously or get locked out because Sony decided to take away your access to it. So that's my rant about digital-only games. The future doesn't seem too bright, unfortunately, but we gotta stick through it, and hopefully we can still enjoy some Atari 2600 games. Just go back old school, like I am. even though they're not really that great, sadly. So tell me what you thought about it in the comments. Do you think I'm being ridiculous? Please tell me, because my channel is pretty much dead right now. I kind of took a long break, and I took another break, and now I'm back. So if you could like, thank you. And I don't know how to end videos.